Alright, we have another submission of Dusk's pool here from her 2 Dusk's pool. Don't actually know who... Yeah, DD Dork submitted it. Looks like Abel and Inura have beaten it. Inura's a name I've been seeing a bit more. Don't know much about Inura, but looks like they're pretty solid. Abel's obviously very solid too. I like the combo. I think that was... Wait, wasn't that basically what they said about this? They said, yeah, it's usually a broken combo, but it was a rough seed. So we'll see. Certainly capable. Awoken and Stygian, notorious. A bad... You know, this combo is... You know, the p50, great. The p85, amazing. The p15, a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. But Wildenton's technically a strong enough champ that it can often make up for some of those low rolls, so we'll see. And root seeds, you know, it's the kind of combo of the champ and the starter, right? You know, how good is Wildenton versus just root seeds masking a lot of his weakness? I don't know. I don't know about that, but we'll see. Certainly Strangler has a lot of upside. Tough bosses again, though. At least it's not Pusher, at least it's not Scourgefell, but man, and that other seed we saw, the other one Evil submitted, the rage fight went horribly because of just the way that the fucking Fell followed the waves was ridiculous. Glimmer, Offering Token, Invigorating Solution. Good for Incant. Glimmer good. But not a powerful ring one, I would say. Awoken, Stygian, Awoken. Not super likely to find a siren then. I would be more inclined to do Strangler in that case. Yeah. Cheater's Hand is almost certainly going to get taken here. Damn. Well, now I wish I took Thornlord. These are all good in their own right. I mean, Exile's gonna be fine here. Like, we probably end up tanking with Wildenton then. Crucible would be nice, though, if we could get a Thornlord going, but man, Root Seeds... Or not Thornlord, Spike... Whatever, Thorn Hollow. But, like, we do start with 2 Glimmers, but... I don't know. That's... Here's the thing, it is doable. Like... This is one I've theory crafted, but never been able to put into action. Like, there is, like, a pretty good potential line where you run a Thorn Hollow and a Wildenton Strangler, and you take a pip upgrade, or, you know, have whatever way to play it on the same floor. Thorn Hollow goes in front, and you basically just control the waves by keeping them rooted there, and as long as you can heal up and apply enough spikes, you're going to be good for Relentless, you're going to be good for everything, really. There is, though, I don't know, that's banking on finding the Thorn Hollow. It also, I have to get through these rings. It really wants to find a Wildwood Sap, I would say, and obviously additional heal. Additional heal is not that out of the question. Wildwood Sap is a toss-up. Got, what, 60% chance to find it from here on out? Something like that. So there's a lot of moving parts that I had to find for this to just not be a complete dud. Whereas the Exile's just gonna be good for me. I've picked Strangler. I'm inclined to lean into using it, right? And I just get extra health. It'd help me with Ring 1. It would help me just kind of generally. It's not The upside of this is not as good as the upside of this, but you gotta think, like, you know, I'd made a comment talking about sketches, but the way I'd really like to, you can extend this to any artifact choice. It's like, what's the p15, what's the p50, what's the p85? You know, what's the general low roll, what's the general minimum, you know, typical expected value, and what's the high roll. Factor them all against each other. Like, Root Split Mask is not, it's not untakeable. If these were complete shit, I would take it, but, because, you know, there is always a scenario where I end up abandoning Wildenton, right? And then this is great. But, yeah, I could also argue that a Root Split Mask still opens up Thorn Hollow about as much as this does. It would just mean I wouldn't use Strangler on the floor. Or I still could as well. I mean, it's not like I need the double spikes to make that work, because I have so much time. Although for Divinity, maybe I would. I think, though, that Petrified Crucible, just finding a Thorn Hollow isn't good enough. It's awkward until I get a pip upgrade, and I have to take a pip upgrade, which also sucks, right? And it might have not be enough. So this one I feel needs like a P, we'll just say like 75 to perform. P60 to 75. Mark of an Exile, just, I could do a P1. I mean, the worst case scenario, I guess, is that I just end up not using Wildenton. Maybe that's like a P15. So P15 or above, Mark of an Exile performs. And if that's the case, then a P15 or below, Root Split Mask kind of performs. So let's just choose the most likely to, you know, do something well for us on a run. This is fine. We'll just pay basically the health here unless we open with Glimmer. We can start with that actually. Well, we might as well just have that get killed, and then we'll take out one of them. No Glimmer here. I just realized there's complete anti-synergy with the Cheater's Hand. I mean, if I get a Crypt Builder, there's not, but yeah, it's certainly awkward. I don't think we care here. Never lucky. Just get this next turn. I don't think we need to play that. Hold that. We won't play that. Just get that on him. It should be fine here. We just try to get as much frostbite as possible on this guy. Alright, nothing too bad. I mean, this is... I wasn't expecting to have it rough ring one, and we didn't. Okay, so with the Awoken units... Is a Steel Enhancer good enough to perform here? I've always felt in the Root Seeds it's not worth taking. It's like your Root Seeds give almost as much damage, and do you care about the health usually? Not really. The Detonation could have some application. It also is sometimes utterly useless. Steel Enhancer will never be utterly useless, it just doesn't really have much upside. And like, let's say I find a spell chain here. I mean, I'm not going this way. I didn't get a unit draft, so like, I have to go to the steel. I have to try to find a good Awoken unit. This also does still open up the hollows. Like, hollows aren't out of the question. Even an Awoken Hollow is takeable. I probably wouldn't self-infuse it because I already have to take one pip upgrade. It's probably not Vine Grasp. My Glimmers can take out the backline just fine, and I don't think there's much positional manipulation that needs to happen with Vine Grasp. It's probably just the Resto Ditto. Again, I can kind of evaluate that in p15, p50s, and p85s, and the Resto Ditto doesn't really perform in the p15, but it definitely outperforms the rest, probably from like p40 and above. This is a pretty obvious Frenzied Swarm to me. That card's just too good to pass up, though the Mollusk Mage is not out of the question either with the Glimmers, but it only performs right now with the Glimmers, and I guess... I don't know, actually. I don't have enough... I think it works with the Resto Ditto, right? Because you can add +10 to these at the shop, so I would assume it works with the Ditto. Yeah, it's got to work with the Ditto, but I still think Frenzied Swarm is just too good to pass up. What's our Merchant of Magic situation? Pretty good here. We may not go this route. It's semi-decent here, but definitely not the preferable path, probably. It's alright here. It's probably... In this combo, I've already seen the only, like, truly great Awoken artifact. The only other one would be, like, a Thorn Fruit. But, it's like, our artifact pool isn't amazing. And even like double incant might not be good if we don't end up finding a Stygian Banner here. I guess we'll know soon on that one. But the final... There's enough Merchant of Magics that I think we'll be able to maybe get a holdover on that Frenzied Swarm. If I can get a holdover on that, that would be pretty alright. Keep in mind, we can kind of transition to a Rat Trap build if we find the right stuff. Large Stone is almost certainly not good. The health will be good probably on anything other than a Husk Hermit. -2 in Purge. Honestly, it's doubtful either of them are really useful to us. It's not like we have bad spells. Interesting. Fuck. It's like a feels bad moment to have Strangler and a Sweeper. I also see Shitstone, which is a good thing for Animus. But I'd have to take a pip upgrade. It's probably Shattered Shell. I mean, the other nice thing about Animus is its infusion is really good. But at the moment... I mean, honestly, both of them suck right now. Like, I'm not going to be getting Slays with this because I can't frontline with it. I guess I could add 25 health to it and frontline with it, but I don't know how much sense that makes. I could just take the Animus, do the 25 health, and reroll for multi. I don't even think I would do quick, because if I see Predator, I'm taking it. If I see Thornlord, I might not even take it. I might just go full Strangler. Because if I have an Animus of Will, that's... Even if all I ever end up with is Root Seeds, it's passable. I can give it health. But if I reroll and I find multi, I still think I'd rather have the Animus. You know, it doesn't benefit from the multi as much as a Shattered Shell, but... Yeah, I mean, it's only 1/3 for Endless. Now, Quick would be really good on the Shell, though. 20... But then I'm like basically saying 25 health and Quick. Because I would take the 20... No matter what I'm taking, I'm going to slap 25 on it just because it's the potential for Sweeper Boss here. When you think about Animus, though, it's like, you know, maybe I get a unit draft here. You know, its infusion, its essence is just useful, whereas this one is not useful. You know, the more and more I've played the game, unless I'm doing... Even in like a 200 shard run, like this essence just sucks. The Shattered Shell essence. You get worse than a Battle Stone of initial stats, and then the measly Slay 3 is so bad. I would much rather make use of a multi-strike. Worst comes to worst though, if I do find Quick, I could self-infuse this Shattered Shell and that might be good enough. The only thing I'm worried about is the Relentless rounds. If I don't find regen, yeah, I'll deal with the waves, but if I don't get multi-strike... See, that's the thing that Animus brings to the table. Even if I get bad scaling, but... Like we can kind of think of this in p15 to p50 to p85 as well. Like, worst case scenario, no multi-strike... no quick, no regen, no razor sharp edge. Which one's going to be the best? Well, absolutely Animus of Will would be the best there. It's a natural backliner. I mean, they're both natural backliners, but this one kind of needs to get slays to actually get pop off, and this one doesn't. So, you know, Strangler in front isn't a downside in that case. It is literally 3 times as good at killing Relentless. It benefits 3 times more from these root seeds, so it's in less dire need of a razor sharp edge. Certainly the p15 of Animus of Will is better. The p50 of them both, I don't know. That's a toss-up. But the p85... probably goes to Shattered Shell. I mean, what would we say a p50 is? A p50... Because here's I can also self-infuse Animus of Will for an extra strike. You know, any old Hellvent will do. Whereas Shattered Shell self-infuse is bullshit. Like, I'm not going to do that. Also, since I'm not taking Large Stone, most likely here, the self-infuse of Animus of Will... I mean, both the self-infuse here is basically no downside. Or the infusion of Animus of Will into either of these is almost no downside. It's a -3 to attack for a multi-strike. I'd pay that all day, every day, right? But, again, I'd have to find a Animus of Will to make this work. And I don't, as we've said, I don't really want to hit this side here. There's a Vortex. Health won't be mattering, but this Merchant of Magic, there's already a lot that we can do. Damage on the Glimmer. Oh, also there's anti-synergy with this and Glimmer. Didn't even think about that, but there's definitely anti-synergy there. To me, it's an Animus of Will. As I talk this out, just Animus of Will is winning here. We'll give it the health. It obviously wants that health. We'll reroll, hopefully a multi. It's a quick. I don't think we would take a quick. Because again, I either get Predator or I don't. If I don't, do I care that much about a quick here when the Strangler already sweeps? I doubt it. I'd rather keep that slot open for a multi. I could do this Incant Armor, honestly. That helps with Relentless in its own way. It also just top floor Divinity gives me a option of sustain without having to heal it. I mean, the Glimmers most likely will just work here. Completely forgot what these were. Okay, nothing good. That's the worst 2 we could have got, but I mean, are there super hittable steals? Like, this one is hittable but undesirable. This one is hittable, probably desirable. Though at that point, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. And this one is undesirable. So there's only one that's super obvious, I think. I could just settle for this here. I mean, that's a long way till that steal. That's like... Or where is it? Here? Yeah, that's ring 7. No, ring 6. All the tough rings will happen before then, and including the stealth boss. And all I have are stewards for that right now. I think I'm open to just taking this. Yeah. And we want the Stygian unit probably anyway. If I find like a nameless siren infusion, then Thornlord opens up, I think, and we just build like a soft incant floor. And I don't have to Hellvent the Animus and self-infuse here. So I think there's a lot of options open to us right now. Yeah, that's about all I'll do. I don't think I need to purge anything. Alright, I will take this. Armor's pretty just nothing with Strangler. We can hold that till we need it. Nice. We high roll there. Oh, I don't have... Alright, I have Incant Synergy, so... we should hold this all the way to the boss, I think. I gotta get rid of these offering tokens. They're actually, like, so bad with this Cheater's Hand. And if we, especially if we don't get a crit builder here, we will definitely want to do that. But they're basically unplayable if I want to actually use Cheater's Hand to, like, great advantage. Like here, again, it's like a... I could get a free... I'd rather have a Forgotten Power, right? You know, I could just get another incant. Even if it just ends up being 2 armor, that's still better than a deadweight, essentially, in my hand. These are... Really? You're gonna 1 out of 5 me? Okay, well, maybe Forgotten Power isn't better. Maybe it's not better. Although, technically, if that offering token was a Forgotten Power, I could have played it, so... Still. Alright, we already beat him, but we might as well style on him a little bit, right? Hoping for a Wildwood Sap or a Razorsharp Edge here for the Awoken offering. None of the above. Sweet. Well, Sting is a good incant card. We have a Stygian Banner and a unit draft coming up. I have incant armor already here. I mean, I could argue all of these are good incant cards, with Vinegrass being the worst one, but it still costs 0. Steel Enhancer costs 0, Sting costs 0, but draws me an extra card. Steel Enhancer's definitely the best p15 here, because it factors in not really finding any good incant synergy beyond the armor that I already have, and it's probably takeable here. I probably wouldn't just skip it. It's still, like, arguably maybe not as good as a Root Seeds, but Root Seeds is really good, so I think we take it. Not gonna take an offering token here. It's either skip or Flash Freeze. Flash Freeze helps with the Relentless for sure. It's not an amazing incant card because you don't really play it on your own units, so you need a target for it, but it can definitely be alright. We only have Glimmers right now for backline clear. I think I'm open to it. Alright, I don't think we'll take these. Additional armor is unnecessary. I'd rather have another strike. So, and those are just too fat. I don't have enough heals either. So what? It does suck that we don't have a Wildwood Sap or a Razorsharp. This is kind of what we're moving toward that p15 already, right? Spell Chain. Yep. Oh, no sirens. I just don't think I would take a guard over just self-infusing the Animus. So we could wait here, because I think I would still prefer to have a nameless siren. However, if I wait for there, I either find it or I don't. Either way, I gotta wait 2 entire rings through arguably the hardest fights in the game. Ring 4 and 5. Just typically the hardest fights in the game, in my opinion. The game usually just gets easier, ring 6 and beyond, to be quite honest. Maybe not with Diligent, but that's just typically my experience with the game. So do I really want to go through those entire rings without my infusion? I don't think so. So I think I'm just going to make the infusion now. We can wait till here to see if something is better to Hellvent, but most likely that's not going to be the case. Yeah, we really wish for some plus damage on these Glimmers, but we're just not finding it. I don't think I would spell chain like a Steel Enhancer. I could YOLO it to try to get a ×5 event here. There is also a certain point where you have to gauge how behind you are in a run, and maybe there's just no chance for you to win unless you go for a real high roll type thing, like your desperation move, right? You might say, like, even though there's only a 10% chance or whatever for this play to be good, maybe I need to make that shot, shoot that shot, or do I already 90% of the time lose anyway, right? I don't think we're that desperate at this moment, so I'm gonna just wait to see what we get here. Damn. Too bad we don't see an intrinsic, because that would actually open up what I can do a lot here. Because if I could get a space prism and intrinsic it, now maybe I could do something weird here, but... Oh, these are draft picks, duh. Wow, I thought it was the consumable event. Well, that changes things. Leaning toward Hellhorn just for the chance at Dark Deal. We are well poised for that Dark Deal to do quite a lot of work. I mean, only that is probably good, though. One-Harm Tome I could maybe make work, since I do have the armor incant, but that's pretty damn iffy, and I wish I would have took the Guard of the... Well, do I wish I would have took the Guard? I don't even think I would have wished I'd take the Guard of the Unnamed in that case. Probably definitely no on the Last Stand, definitely no on the Reinforce. I mean, it could be an option, but against Divinity, there's no way I'm going to set up mid or bottom, right? So really it's Dark Deal or Bust, but it's a very good card. What about Melting Remnant? You're pretty much only looking at Hallowed Halls there. And it, unlike the Dark Deal, it will absolutely have to get, you'll absolutely have to get the fucking holdover, but as we look at the map, that's not that unlikely. But it is just one card or bust as well, and it is something I can't really make use of until I find a holdover, whereas the Dark Deal will just have impact immediately. And then Umbra Stone would be decent. Our scaling is unfortunately so shit that you got a chicken and egg problem there, where Umbra Stone would really just shine if we had good scaling, which we don't. Even a Furnace Tap is iffy. I mean, I could find an Engraft, I guess, which could help a little bit, but in a lot of cases, that extra multi-strike might, like the fact that I can't really play Root Seeds. I mean, as usual, when you're not Umbra, the Umbra rares have these. You're just looking for Furnace Tap and Umbra Stone. Maybe we would probably settle for a Blazing Bolts, maybe, but like, I guess I would take a Furnace Tap. I mean, I can zero cost most of this deck. A lot of it is already zero cost. Everything else is 1. I mean, it's not out of the question, considering Magic. And I'll go Magic. I don't need the Steel anymore. I've already committed away from it. Magic. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3. 4 times so 8 cards. I can get all 5 root seeds down. I can get the retreat down. I can get both my glimmers down, or whatever else comes up. I think the Umbra actually might be the call here then, because it's not, because I have 2 cards, maybe like say 2.2 cards that are good, where the other ones only have 1 that I would ever take. And of course we just completely fucking low roll. God damn it. There is some upside of the Kindle, but we're talking like a p95 there. It would have to be like Awoken Rail Spike comboed with it, basically. You know, I only got, at this point, about a 38% chance to find Awoken's Rail Spike. And then I also have to have a guarantee of like, maybe, I mean, my likelihood to find Permafrost is high, so it's maybe not a P95. We could probably say it's more like a P75 that this is good. Or sorry, no, I mean a P35 that this is good, because, as I said, that was what, 30... It's a little under 40% chance to find Awoken's Rail Spike. So, but then I'd also have to find like a Permafrost, which is not that out of the question when I'm hitting 4 Merchant of Magics, right? But it's kind of average. It's already a P40 to even find the Awoken Rail Spike, or a P40 to not find the... Sorry, it's a P60 to find the Awoken Rail Spike, and then you could probably extend it to like a P65 to find a Permafrost. So I have to basically, in 65, I have to high roll 65% worth to make the Kindle worth it, otherwise it's a complete dud. Mitosis was more like the P95. That's like, do I find Nexus Spike or not? And even then, I don't even know that the Nexus Spike is that good in this scenario. I mean, I'll probably just make a bunch of Animus of Wills. Forever Consumed is just a little bit of extra damage. Maybe that's okay. It would open up the X-Cost artifact as being okay. I mean, I don't really have a lot of front-loaded damage. Is it really that good for me, though? I'll probably take it. It's debatable. I need a little bit of help right now. We're pretty behind with this deck. And I'm not going to wait for bullshit. We're just going to do this now. And I'm not going to spell chain anything. We can get to 100 shards just fine. It also makes, if I can find plus damage, which I'd really want on those glimmers, it makes it much more enticing to just have low shards right now, so that I don't feel super weak. Now keep in mind, this bitch can definitely fuck me over. It's possible we want to front line with Animus of Will. So the way she fucks you over, by the way, is that, you know, she makes it so I can't root. But actually, I'm not going to lose fire health on the other fights. I can leak a wave, even if it's an overstacked wave, and I'll survive. So I think that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and just set up as normal. And I can do that now, that's fine. No harm, no foul there. Goddamn fucking offering token. Could also just do... And she'll be here when there's nobody here. Yeah, let's just keep doing this, I guess. You can die. I guess we just do this. Makes sense. Help for the relentless rounds. We've somehow only played 2 buffs on Animus of Will by wave 3. I don't know what the fuck is going on there, but that's some bullshit. Alright, don't give me the 50-50 either if you want. That's cool. But cool, I mean, it's really fucking lame. I want to hit every root seed that I can. Let's take that bitch out. A lot of frostbite on the boss, which is probably just gonna spell defeat for her, so that's good. Let us keep that for the boss, and I'll just do that. Wow. Forgotten Power, you are a piece of shit, this fucking seed so far. You better fucking stop sucking so much ass, or you'll be off the team very fast. Hey, that rhymed. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. 30 will kill that, so let's do this and that. Wow. Well, I rhymed that with that. That's not really much to be proud of. We'll go there and there. Alright, well, we need to hit on some stuff here. Well, now the immediate punish for no fucking Kindle, but it is what it is. I guess Stygian isn't making an appearance in these rares. I mean, I'm likely to get, what is it, 75% chance between now and the end that I'll get a point of Predator, which I would absolutely take. Though, would I take a Thornlord if I see it now? Probably not. Probably not. I would take a Thornlord as a final point, probably, but I don't know. Should I just take 2 points of Thornlord if I see Thornlord right now? That means this rolls down to being... Because then I could just put the Quick Tome. I mean, honestly, maybe I just don't do Predator. Right? Like, what if I just take this? Because right now, honestly, the Rail Spike doesn't do much for me. There's no way I'm taking an Ember upgrade. There's no way. I am certainly taking a Draw upgrade. There's nothing here for me with an Ember upgrade. And even with that, that's a one-time benefit from taking that Ember upgrade. Unleash is not out of the question either, but I technically already have some heals that could become good. I also have an armor incant on Animus, so like, it's really only for Wildenton. But this already heals in its own way. And makes it so I don't have to take Predator. And I can hold out for Thornlord, which would be preferable, right? Then I get a lot of extra scaling in a deck that is desperate for scaling. So I think this wins. This is bullshit. Wow, we didn't... correct me if I'm wrong, but the only goddamn Stygian units we saw in this run were Guard of the Unnamed and Silliphite. Jesus. Well, that's the end of that. And yeah, we just take draw. There's no other way about it. And we'll definitely go this route. Will I take that? That'd push Party Boy to being a multi-striker. Double stack is probably the worst upgrade we could see here, other than, well, I guess Consume Remove isn't that good either. Ship Frost isn't that good either. I mean, realistically, all I really want is Holdover, probably on the Frenzied Swarm. In that regard, I probably wouldn't even want to double stack that. Would I, though? Like, honestly, we did say that I can basically zero-cost rest the deck. That probably still means that a double stack kind of resolves Relentless, kind of resolves my survivability. I think a double stack held over Frenzied Swarm is really not that out of the question, considering I am going to zero-cost rest this deck. So, yeah, I'll take it. If I find Holdover, I'll still do it. I'm not going to waste... Ember upgrade, but I always want to play these Root Seeds, so let's start working on them. I have a Boons if I need it, so I'm going to do this as well, since it's useful. Alright, we'll take the Boons. So I am going to do this now, even though it's kind of premature compared to what the end state's going to be, but this will pretty much carry me for quite a long time. We want to get these Glimmers useful, so we'll do that. And I'll keep making these be the thing that gets upgraded. So am I good for Stealth Boss, though? I mean, I can daze it quite a lot. I think I'm good enough into it that I don't really need these stewards. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get rid of some stewards. I'm feeling alright about this. There's the Thornlord. We should just take it then. We want 2 points of it so we get double the scaling. And it actually is better stats anyway with the 2 points. Like, a Thornlord 2, Strangler 1, ironically has better stats, even just starting out, than a Strangler 3 does. It doesn't make any sense, but that's how it is. So we'll benefit quite a lot from the Thornlord here. All in all, this was a very good ring. You know, 3 pretty shit rings have turned into some power here. The armor, again, just doesn't mean anything in the context of Strangler, really. We'll hold that. You know what I should have done, though? I should have got rid of the offering tokens. They're still incredibly useless to me. I gotta remember that. The next Vortex it needs to do that. I think I gain more from just getting incants here, so we'll do that. Is that even worth it? I don't know that it is. I think it's actually just worth it for me to keep incanting here. Definitely want to hit these. I should have just thrown back the thing there, but whatever. Okay, we're just going to hold that for the boss, I think. We'll make you quick. And do that. And that. Well, I mean, we can use it here, so I might as well. Yeah, we'll just do it again, I guess. And we can really fuck this guy up. All right. Pretty good incant gas, even though we're very so-so on what we gain from incant. I think this is probably worth adding. Definitely just helps us dig. We're not sad to see those stings shuffled into the deck, especially against Diligent. No sense making, or it doesn't make any sense to take another Frenzied Swarm here. Guardian's Amulet doesn't really make sense either, unless I had better incant synergy, I think. Glacial Seal, I mean, there does come a point, probably now that I have a Preserved Thorns, a Thornlord, and the zero-cost Root Seeds, there does come a point where I'm drawing 10 a turn already. So I could justify a pip upgrade, I guess, to get this Glacial Seal into the mix. I would have to hit a Steel, though, to give it some health, and that's not something I'm really wanting to do. I had to give up a magic to do that. And nope, that just ain't happening, so this is a skip. If there was a very obvious steal, though, I might consider that, because honestly, I don't really need another draw upgrade. I'm even considering an Ember upgrade. Wouldn't be out of the question, because I am just going to be drawing 10. So Am I overconfident in thinking I don't need these for stealth boss? I mean, let's double check. Like, I just don't see how I would, well, you know what? We could just take this. No, it's not even enough frostbite to kill a collector, is it? No, they have 3 health now, right? Yeah, 3 health. I could take this just because it gets me probably more gold than 25 on average, and it might just be useful. I don't know. But I definitely debated skipping there. So Vortex would be nice, so I could get rid of these damn offering tokens, but I don't know. What would I Hellvent? I don't necessarily have amazing Hellvents. It'd be like a Root Seed 0 cost, probably. Wouldn't really be a Glimmer. I don't really need these Glimmers now that I have the Frenzied Swarm. Literally, this deck is just kind of find Frenzied Swarm and play your Minor Scaling, get some Incants, get some Root Seeds. I think the Vortex is pretty useful here, and I'm not going to want these Forgone Powers past a certain point. And I'd still probably like a double Incant artifact, if I can find it. Thorn Casing in this deck could be useful. Let's see what we're getting here. Nothing that good. We should take that, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty useless. I mean, our only damage is things that, like I said, aren't really needed. I don't think I'm gonna... And even as I say that, now that I have this especially, I just don't think I need the Thorn Casing. Let's reroll... I could take a Faulty Loader, I guess. It only really just has some minor benefit against Diligent. I don't really care about stunning the first wave that much. I'm not gonna die. Like, I'm just not gonna die to waves, even on Ragefell. So it's like, is it useful enough into Diligent? I don't think so. It's borderline worth it. It's not like there's that much better artifacts that I could find. Double Incant would be fine. It's not even that amazing here. Thornfruit would be great. I mean, those two I just listed off are definitely better than Faulty Loader. There's a whole lot of nothing as well. I don't even know if the doubles, the spell weakness top is necessarily amazing in this deck. Probably just isn't. I think I'll just settle for the Faulty Loader. It's just going to be generally useful. And yeah, let's get rid of these. Could argue that they're decent spell fodder, but I think I'll have enough of that. I'm not going to pay for removals, though. I got enough Vortexes. Well, not really, actually. I guess I'm passing up quite a lot of Vortexes from here on out. Basically, I'm passing up all the Vortexes from here on out. So eventually we'll have to spend some money to get those Stewards and some Forgone Powers out, because I don't want to use Forgone Powers into Diligent as spell fodder. That's just too risky, because losing out on my holdover card kind of just makes me lose in a lot of scenarios. Why am I scared of multi-strike? I just shouldn't be. And this boss shouldn't be an issue. None of them really should be. I mean, the holdover double-stacked Frenzied Swarm is going to absolutely murder every single boss in this game. Well, yeah, there's just... We're just fine here. And, yeah, they're all dead anyway. We could have this die, though. Seems like a good thing to do. Okay, I'd rather scale right now than play that, so we can just hold it. Preserve Thorns just doesn't really make sense here. Wait, why didn't you... Ah, damn it, Faulty Loader already betrayed me. It's like, why aren't you dead? Oh, right. Can still hold this, I mean, why not? No sense playing it here. Let's get Incants. Forgotten Power, you are just the piece of shit of all piece of shits. Alright, I think we start playing this now. Yeah. So I'll still make you quick. Well, it actually kind of makes sense to make her quick in the context of the boss. So we'll do that. Though I suppose here it would have made more sense to do it the other way. It's fine though. Well, we'll take that one back. We'll do this. I'll let that get hit. It's fine. Hit by that, I guess. And then I want to stack Dazed on this guy for sure. Can hold that for another turn. Got ya. Alright, we're past the hump. I highly doubt that ever makes any use to us. I would not take an awake at this point. Dazed is our sustain plan. If I do Pyrogrow, I can justify a draw upgrade, I think. Which is what I want, because here's the thing, even... It could take me a little bit to get going. I don't know, is that good? And these are all going to be 0. I got 6 more, right? So 3, 2, one of these others. Fine. It'll be good for now. This, definitely, because Diligent. And I don't really have much spell damage anyway. Still want to hit this over the Vortex, though. Another holdover. I don't think I would hold over anything else, to be honest. It's not really going to be worth it to me. I guess if I see a spell chain here, I don't. I was going to say, though, if I do, then I could probably justify the Steel Enhancer. But I don't, so... Wing Clippings. I would get back that, don't want, that, probably don't want, that, probably don't want. That I'd be alright with, that probably don't want. Diligent, though. Would I just take it because of the utility in a Diligent? Is it the worst thing if I get those cards back? Not really. At a certain point, we're just getting to Frenzied Swarm and we don't care, right? So I'll take it. Basically, just to help me in case I fuck up and burn out a good card or something. Do I still hold this over? I mean, is that still just okay to do? I don't think it's worth my money. I might end up having to spend a lot of money removing cards, so we'll just sort of not do that. Is a Surge Stone there? Fine. I would assume yes. We also have a Wing Clipping anyway. Double stack, no good here. Plus 10 any good? I don't even know if it is. You never know. Maybe it's okay here. I doubt it is. I highly doubt it's even worth my money. It's not like I'm like super rich either. I'm going to remove 2 stewards for now. I still begrudgingly will accept the Forgone Powers being better than them at the moment, even though they're really pissing me off. Intrinsic. I could intrinsic the Pyrogrow. That probably makes sense, considering, you know, I start with the Thorn Lord anyway. And then we just have to make up 25 shards. That should be fine. We should have no problem doing that. So the original submitter died here. I doubt I'm gonna die here. I'd have to imagine they like didn't go Strangler or something. We'll see though. Ragefell does do a lot of damage, but we'll be able to daze him quite a lot. So I don't know. I think we'll be fine. Lol. Let's see. So play that's fine. Play these. I could save that, I guess. I do want him quick here. That does full heal. Sure. Let's just see. You'll see though. I'm still already drawing full, so I don't know. Maybe an Ember upgrade still makes sense even with the Pyrogrow. Hard to say for sure. Okay, so we can actually start hitting Fell here, I think. I guess I don't care about that. And we can, yeah, just start dazing Fell. If we keep Fell dazed, we should be plenty good here. Looks like that came back, which is just fine by me. We'll get our 2 energy worth of stuff. Definitely got to get rid of the Forgotten Powers, though. It's becoming quite apparent. I can take a little damage up top. There's no real issue there. I would rather keep stacking the dazed on who. Guess you can be quick as well. No harm, no foul there. And yeah, I'm only worried about Relentless at this point, so no point dedicating too much to wave clear when I can just guarantee the Relentless kill here, right? Keep stacking dazed and such. I might want this to just get out of here, but that's fine. You've hit quite a lot of wing clippings, it looks like. Forever Consumed is also pretty unplayable. I could probably argue that that card is worse than the Forgotten Powers, so that is something to think about. We want to play that. Here, let's play that. I mean, they're all about equal, though. All of them are basically... At least the Forgotten Power I could play if I wanted to, but this I literally cannot play into this unless I find a whatever you call it. I forget the name of it now. Unless I find a... Split Anvil. This will give you double quick. Double quick is... let's just get some more Frostbite. Alright. We'll definitely have this one on lockdown. Alright. Not bad. I honestly don't know which upgrade I'm going to take here for the boss upgrade. There's zero chance I take these. Absolutely zero. Complete miss there. I mean, both Ember and Draw are probably wasted. Pip is potentially wasted. Here's the upside of Pip. If and only if, I'm able to find a Glacial Seal or Guardian Totem. You know what? Just saying that out loud, I feel embarrassed to even have brought up the thought. Let's just take a draw upgrade. Here's the thing about the draw upgrade. I at least get an extra draw turn 1, bare minimum. So that is probably just worth it. Let's keep zero costing stuff. -2. Has it ever been anything else? I think there was one spell chain that was like really awkward and we couldn't really take it. Maybe we can make use of it. Double stack. For the greater good is not out of the question here, but I just don't see how I wouldn't take the melee weakness set. They really need to make, if they want this, like this is just a, it sucks because like there's a lot of weak events, and then you got an event like this where every option here is actually really good. I would like them to either like make this part of a different event, or at least make this, make like, let's put it this way, the Malika event costs shards. Why can't this cost shards? How about I think this should be minimum 25 shards to take this one. This is such an incredible upgrade. It literally doubles my amount of multi-strikes if you think about it. And then yeah, this one even I would say like 5 shards, and then no shards for the greater good, because like that would make you have more of a reason. I would still probably take Sunderstone every time. But yeah, this is just a joke. It's so powerful. So this run has not, I would say, compared to the other one Abel submitted, this one has been much easier, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I've hit quite a lot of power spikes at various points on this run. I think at this point, we just zero cost stuff. Probably make one more removal of a Forgone Power here. Well, like I said, I think, I don't know, split anvil. I probably still remove a Forgone Power, because if I do find a split anvil, Forever Consumed is still usable. And I don't think there's any point in doing that, especially with the wing clipping. We really like to play this one whenever it comes about, so let's just make that cost 0. We're at the point though where it's, you know, we don't need to do much. I could also intrinsic this. I mean, I'm already counteracting the whatever you call it. I don't know. It's a tough one. Because I do kind of need some shards to be added. I don't know. Well, whatever we find at the next one, I can just take. I doubt that it's worth it to do any of that here. I'm not in a desperate situation to remove right now, but I guess I'll still do it. It would be nice to hold a little gold into the next thing, but it's fine. We hope that it's not a spike trial. That's the only one that scares me. Shouldn't have said anything. This is the only thing that scares me. You know, I don't gain as much benefit from this, and I'll be taking, you know, 20... what is it, 25 here. Potentially 25 here. Each turn. I do have this Glimmer, this Resto Detto. This Glimmer comes back every now and then, but that is my only heal, other than some armor incant. Boy, that is a little scary. It's a lot of money to give up. Do I need this money? Here's the thing, I can probably beat this, but I can low roll here and lose. I don't know though, 25 card deck. I draw 10 a turn every turn. I would need this to not 50-50 though, because this Glimmer, like this Glimmer plus this Resto Detto can heal one of them, but I'm not going to draw them every turn. I'll draw them every other turn, probably. Every other turn and a half, maybe. Yeah, you gotta figure sometimes my consumables will get out, but I'm also potentially adding so many stings that I may not be able to hit these that often. Steel Enhancer could add a little bit. I do gain some armor incant. But, I don't know. It's living armor, so that boss is not an issue at all. Do I need that money? That's a question. I want it, but do I need it? I have a pretty badass Animus of Will, but scaling is still iffy. Divinity can catch you by surprise. It's quite a lot of damage from spikes, but I got definitely some buffer with my health, right? You know, I got 100 to 5 health. And then here I have the armor that I'm gaining. I think we can take this. I don't think it's that risky. The upside is quite high. So we draw 2 less, so down to 6, but then that draws... Let's just hold the Glimmer. I could see reasons for throwing a few stings down that way. Don't think I care about this. I mean, I could save it for living armor. You know, I'm not doing huge damage. I don't think I'll save it for living armor. I'll just do an incant, fuck it. I think I'm still better off incanting here. And that gives me quite a lot of buffer. We still hold that. Do we need to? Probably just hold that. Took quite a lot of time for me to find that, huh? Hey, Forgotten Power, you finally didn't screw me. I'm proud of you, buddy. I am proud of you. We still don't need the Dazed, so let's hold it for one more. Go crazy on our incants. But yeah, now we start to enter the danger zone. Might as well hold this for when we need it on the backliner. It's the main thing we're worried about, right? I think doing that... Do I try to greed here? I don't think so. Okay, got Glimmer here, but we can use the cheaper one and hold the better one. You know, that is already pretty good. This close to living armor, I might as well not play this, right? I might as well not play that. We can use this here. That's fine. I don't really, I guess, care about any of this. It got preserved anyhow. I mean, at this point, might as well just stack it down here, you know what I'm saying? Might as well take the back out. There wasn't much point in that. I'm quick on my sweeper already. Alright, just for good measure, though. I won't style on him any more than that, though. Yeah, that's my general thing. It's like, silence gets talked about as this hard counter to the living armor, but how often do you actually need to do that? Pretty much never, because he's that weak. Wix's Rail Spike is It's honestly not that good. Like, if I draw into this, that's kind of sad, actually. I don't care to make it 1, but I just care that if I play that, I can't, you know, actually play the Frenzied Swarm that turn I draw it, and then I gotta cycle back through the deck again to find it. Unleash is unneeded. It's probably just a skip. I'd take another one of these, though. You know, mini boss that shuffles Scourges, Diligent, Harvesters. We want it for these type of things. So we got to get 25 shards. Just got to remember that. Trash. Basically trash. Trash. Alright. Well, we could take the Cursed Vines, but I doubt I'll actually generate any Cursed Vines. I mean, I guess I could. We'll see. God. Well, Purge there is fine, I guess. Sure. I can -2. What would my Hell Vent? What would I Hell Vent if I don't do that? I could technically Hell Vent the Frenzied Swarm just to have another one of them and to find it sooner. Pretty sure I'm just going to Hell Vent a 0-costed Root Seeds if I'm being honest. Yeah, I don't know. We should just do this then. On something. Sure. That's a pretty sad use of that, but whatever. Guess I could have double stacked the friend. I should have just done it on that. But you know what? I don't really want to spend money on anything here other than even the cost reductions at this point are unnecessary. So let's just see how far purging some of these Forgotten Powers gets us. Well, actually, technically Forever Consumed is worse at this point. And Forgotten Power is next on the list. That's it, huh? So we can do the rest here. Sure. Surge Stone, that we don't really care about it, I guess. Guess we could Surge Stone the Glimmer. I don't know. Maybe I want to Surge Stone that. I think the Glimmer's fine at 12. There was a holdover, but again, I just don't see what we want on holdover. And I'm pretty sure we're just getting a Root Seeds Hell-Vented. Fuck it. I think this just shows, if I were to pull a number out of my ass, this is like a p35 of the combo. It ain't great, but it's not horrible. Yeah, we'll just say p38 sounds reasonable. We're drawing a shitload here. Purged that out. So we don't need to daze up here this turn. can just get rid of that. I don't care about that. Still should get the incants here, though. But we'll do this down here. Start stacking Dazed on Diligent. This just goes to show, I think we found this pretty early, right? Just goes to show how powerful Frenzied Swarm is. Like, this is just a card that really you never really want to get rid of, you know? Or you don't really ever want to skip it, I should say. It's more what I meant to say. Could get the guy down there, but I'd rather just keep stacking it on Diligent. Let's see, 37 there looks fine. Don't want to get necessarily another one of these into the deck. Can heal you here. Some more into you. Keep stacking Diligent. Just always have a good fodder target, I guess. That might actually not get played here. We just want to draw cards, right? Alright. We got him dead, but it's fucking Diligent, so you bet your ass we're styling on him. I mean, you see our scaling is not great. So, like, really, you know, this is one of those cases where you gotta get a little creative, and in this case, a big part of that is the stack of Dazed, right? Without that, we probably can't take these Relentlesses on. Sometimes the best offense is actually a good defense. Turns out with Strangler, that's often the case. Now, I know we got these fuckers, but we can deal with them just fine. Yeah, we can do this, right? No harm, no foul there. We're not going to gain much. Like, we gain more from that probably than a random incant. I'm going to start doing this now. I don't think there's any reason not to. We got two of these things. I'm fine just burning one for an incant. Unfortunately, it did not hit the wing clipping there. It has not been very cooperative in that regard, but that's fine. We might as well start this now. There's no way this gets taken out pre-relentless, so we need to scale Wildenton through incant so that we're taking out waves. We might as well save that for when we're going to play it on the floor, right? So let's get you quick. It's actually kind of fucking us over, isn't it? Like, let's kill you. I don't want to deal with you. I just want to do this. But they'll gain the armor. Does that matter? Nah, let's do this. We want the incants. It is that fucker. It always fucking is. But, you know what? Get fucked, you piece of dumb goddamn shit. Yeah, hopefully we should get Wildenton hopefully up high enough that we're fine here. Let's see. We can do this here for sure. Every little bit helps. It's potential I should be putting the root seeds on Wildenton, to be honest, but we'll see. I don't think I'm going to overflow here, at least enough that it kills me at 120 pyre health. We very well may overflow. No, I don't think we will. I don't think we will. This turn is probably not worth my glimmer. I mean, then again, what else am I gonna win out? Like, is it? I think it's fine. We got this back. I don't think there's anything else other than the Scourge Shufflers that we care about silencing, so I'm just gonna keep doing this. Yeah, we're destroying them. Get this glimmer next turn, I suppose. Oh, we got the silence anyway. Perfect. So we win. There's no doubt about it. Clean run, all things considered. Not an easy one, but a clean one. This is one of those, though, that, you know, give this run to me a year ago even. I probably struggled with it quite a lot, right? A year ago, I was probably pretty sour. I would have probably never gone Strangler a year ago because I was pretty sour to Strangler. Now I kind of see the light on Strangler. While also still basically liking Thornlord as much, if not a little more, than I used to as well. The only one I'm not as sold on everyone as is probably Predator. I think I rarely take Predator, but I would take it every now and then, usually as a flex into Strangler. But yeah, I think I definitely value both Strangler, Thornlord paths just generally more than Predator. So I would say that was definitely easier than the other one that Eable submitted, the Tethys Dregs one, but still like quite a challenge, I think. But I think I have this particular type of scenario much more in my wheelhouse. This is a good run too, I think, just to explain some of my evaluation process on card and artifact choices with like the p15, the p50, and the p85s, and I think you got to see a little bit of all of that. Like I talked to, or like, you know, I evaluated Kindle. It turns out Kindle kind of would have been potentially pretty good on this run, but hard to know I'm going to get those Awoken Rail spikes, right? And we see that Forever I probably could have argued a skip there. The Forever Consume was just to add a little damage right at that moment, which was still like okay, right? We used it a few times, but I probably could have skipped the Forever Consumed. Not saying I played perfect, but I think I made a lot of good evaluations. I mean, we didn't take a damn bit of damage other than, yeah, we never took any damage. Can't get cleaner than that, right? Let's see what Anura did. Looks like they got a little bit more of a score. They must have found an event at a cavern that we did not find to get that extra health. Had the same version of Wildenton that we had. Didn't remove any stewards. Didn't have as good of... Or didn't have the draw upgrade. See, they YOLO'd here for this holdover. I think that's fine. Given that we... Well, I don't know. They did take less magics than us, I'm guessing, if they were taking the caverns there, but... I guess that holdover was found pretty early. I can see the YOLO here on spell chaining this. I can see it. Don't know about that. This is fine. They took the Frenzied Swarm, but didn't really lean into it, it seems. I mean, this is perfectly acceptable, especially finding the Unleash the Wildwood makes this less needed, and they find another holdover too, so... The Merchant of Magic certainly cooperated on this run. I think this is a fine line. Definitely no qualms here. I'm guessing they started Thornlord if they're taking Root Split Mask. Otherwise, I would have to imagine they would have took the Mark of the Champion. And like I said, starting Strangler and taking Root Split Mask is not out of the question. I've done it, but in this scenario, I think if he started Strangler, I wouldn't take Root Split over the options that were presented. But, you know, he might have just started Thornlord. You never know. If you start Thornlord, this is the obvious take, would be the Root Split Mask. I don't like the Shattered Shell infusion. So he has an entire less strike than us. I feel like both routes have a high chance of success. If I were to be egotistical / a douche, I might be inclined to say I had lower of a chance to miss on stuff than him. But it's not like he had super YOLO plays there, other than maybe the Spell Chain on the Steel Enhancer before having holdover on it. Eable had a much different line here. Still the same Wildenton, but this is kind of that scenario where you have to take a pip upgrade, which is fine. I don't know about this, though. Like Awoken Hollow into Animus Will, other than like a Sketches Glimmer Restore type thing, I'm never a huge fan of this infusion. Yeah, you get some stats to Awoken Hollow, or the Animus Will, which is fine, but it's like, I'd almost rather just have a Shitstone at that point and get something else infused, like a self-infuse. I'd rather just have an extra strike, because I get more stats out of a Shitstone. And especially with the Root Seeds, it's not like you're cultivating that much. I mean, he didn't even take some of the other, like, Restoration Detonation, for example, so like he had even less procs of it, but I guess he had the Spreading Spores. This definitely looks like a much more miserable time. Did get the Kindle Rail Spike together, but I guess there probably wasn't any permafrost or there weren't any permafrost, so he low rolled on not being able to permafrost one of them, which is rough. But man, I don't. This is obviously the best version of Spreading Spores that you can get. It still scares me, but I suppose with the Strangler, it's workable. Plus, there's the Mark of an Exile to give a bit of extra buffer. I don't mind it. It just like here, for example, he must have lost Wildenton or something if he's taken 22 damage. Or he died. He must have gotten bodied by the boss enough that it took a few pyre shots to finish it off, maybe. Maybe that's what we're seeing here. But, yeah, Spreading Spores. I like it otherwise, honestly. Like, I don't like this infusion, I guess. I'd rather just self-infuse the Animus. But otherwise, like, I like a lot of the stuff going on here. Well, I don't know. He didn't take the Frenzied Swarm, which I'd also say I'm not a huge fan of. I think he probably could have had a lot easier time with that. I mean, with the Frenzied Swarm, we just never had any doubts at that point, right? Especially when we got the double stack and holdover on it. But even just having the Frenzied Swarm, double stack or holdover, you know, I'm hitting 4 Merchant of Magics. I'm likely to get both, but I'm certainly almost guaranteed to get at least one of them. And it's going to be a pretty powerful card. I don't really like taking whatever it was instead of the Frenzied Swarm there, so that's maybe one thing I could say. But still like strong otherwise. This is the original submitter. So apparently there was a multi-strike somewhere on this run. And, you know, the Merchant of Steels were not out of the question. We just settled for the fact that we're probably going to be fine hitting the Merchant of Magics instead. But from what I recall, there was like vortexes next to all the Merchant of Steels, so they were certainly hittable. So him finding a multi-strike there is a-okay. I don't like not taking a draw upgrade, even with all of the extra draw here. Maybe it's justifiable with all of this going on, though. He went full Strangler. Not a huge fan of that. As you can see, look at what full Strangler gets you. So 40-70 versus 10-70, but I get a completely full draw the next turn. I can use the spikes to do damage to units, but in the context that even just I start with the stings being played on my ground floor with Wildenton, it actually starts out as a 1670 here, and you're certainly incanting more that turn as well. I would gather 3 turns max, you're already more than 40 attack, and then it just keeps going up from there. Plus you have the benefit of having a full draw the next turn, and you have the benefit of these stings in your deck, which is a benefit, I would say, at that point. You know, second pass through, you love to have the stings. So yeah, full Strangler just doesn't make sense to me ever. He also yellowed the Steel Enhancer. Here's the thing. In both the cases of the players that yellowed the Steel Enhancer, I don't know. I'm trying to remember back when the... Like... Because they didn't hit as many Merchant of Magics as me. Just because I know they didn't, because based on what I can see on their Animus of Will. It's like... The chances of getting a holdover are actually a bit lower there. So let's say maybe they hit 3. That's 3 50-50s to lose. That's something like a 15% chance to not actually get holdover there. I guess it's fine, but it's like... There's also the factor of like those Merchant of Magics might be quite later that you're hitting there. And at that point, you're adding 15 shards to the deck early on. Like that was like what, ring 1 or ring 2 or 3 that spell chain was found, right? And you're getting a significant boost to the enemy for a very, very minor benefit on yourself, right? Until you get a holdover, / if you ever do get one. So I'm not a huge fan, I guess, of the holdover or the spell chain on the Steel Enhancer. I would much rather have a Merchant of Magic right there. Now, keep in mind, I could just be misremembering things, and maybe they just went a route that found holdover already on this, and they can just spell chain it. That's possible. But I assume with the Animus of Will, they certainly didn't go the Merchant of Magic ring 2, right? And I believe every other magic was ring 4 and beyond. And certainly at least one of them was... One of them, maybe for DD Dork, even 2 of them were skipped, because one of them had to be a cavern that I didn't see with this 25 health, right? And then the other one would have been the multi-strike. Unless they're both on the same, but I don't recall that being the case. I don't recall a cavern being with a Merchant of Steel. I thought it was just a vortex with it. So my assumption here is that ring 4, they probably found the multi-strike, and then ring, I don't know. Maybe, I think it must have been a trinkets with the other, to get the cavern for the 25 health here. It dies to Fell. 110 shards, Rage Fell is a bit rough, but I don't know. It seems like a pretty powerful, deck. I'm a bit confused here, though. Like, something's not adding up. He has 2 boss upgrades. So it's like he beat Fell, and he has the rank 3 of Wildenton. So it's like, I'm guessing he just kept reloading on this fight and abandoned it, and it's for some reason just didn't count the fight. Because yeah, it says the battle's won here, so I don't know what's up with the victory screen here. But it does seem like he probably just abandoned Ring 7. Ring 7 was the multi-strikers with spikes. So how does he die to multi-strikers? We don't know if he took the spikes or not. I'm also not huge on him not taking Unnamed Tome. Like everybody else did. Which, you know, it's just, there's no point to not really taking it, but he didn't take it for what it's worth. I mean, in the context of his run, he never got to the fight where it would have hugely benefited him. It's just something I noticed. I don't really understand this either. Why not just double stack this? Yeah, I think just a lot of questionable plays here. All that being said, I feel like I should be able to navigate Ring 7 with this deck. Didn't add any power to the Glimmers. Yeah, he's definitely not hitting a lot of Merchant of Magics, which especially makes me not like this YOLO Steel Enhancer play. But yeah, that's about all I can say there. Fun run either way. Just goes to show you don't always need straight up scaling of the Sirens or Razorsharp Edge to get through this, and you don't need to really go in on your Steel Enhancer super hard, right? With the spell chain and whatnot. You can just, if it's not going to give you that, it's probably giving you defense, so you can just use the defense to your advantage and make it something that works for you, especially when you have a Strangler, right? With a Strangler, defensive scaling, if it can scale into the boss, is just fine. Anyway, I've probably over-talked this one as much as possible. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.